Hello, welcome to my ART305 final presentation. My name is Kaito Fukuyama. In this presentation, I will discuss two similar artwork drawn by the same author that demonstrate my chosen iconic theme. The two work of art I will be comparing and contrast are called The Deposition and Taking of Christ, which were both drawn by the famous artist from the Italy named Michelangelo Merci de Caravaggio. The art style that applied to his drawing is called the Baroque art, which intended to create a connection between the audience and the artwork. Both art have a story that connects to the Bible, which captured the scene of Jesus walking towards death, which aimed to create emotional intensity in the scene even more. And by using a Baroque style for lighting and shading, it creates more realism in the artwork. So let's explain what is iconic. What is iconic? Definition as the word icon or iconic are often being used to describe as the picture or symbolic images from the social media. But in the past, people such as Eastern Church represent the term icon or traditional cultural value of images used to symbolize their existence in the past. Definition as a modern society. Throughout human evolution, the idea of icon has changed from not only representing the idea of religion, but also representing many artwork like magazine photos and many more. All this example can be identify a cultural basic values. So let's compare two artwork that had chosen that can represent the symbolic images as an icon. But before that, let's explain whose artwork belonged to. Who is Caravaggio? Michelangelo Merci de Caravaggio was born on September 29, 1571, located in Milan, Italy, and died on July 18, 1610, in Porto Ercole, Italy. He was a revolutionary Baroque painter whose artistry left an incredible mark on the world of Western art. His lifespan was short, but skillful artwork has been introduced to Baroque art, which create many popular artwork that people know even today in the society. And let's compare and contrast the two artwork. Caravaggio's The Deposition and Taking of Christ are two masterpieces that express a new style of Baroque art in the late 16th and in early 17th centuries. Both paintings use the light and shadow, creating an intense and emotional scene. The Taking of Christ portrayed as betrayal of arresting Jesus, despite the chaotic and tense atmosphere. Caravaggio placed a figure close to the picture plane and used a strong light and dark contrast, giving a scene extraordinarily sense of drama. Another work by Caravaggio, The Deposition, expressed a moment of Christ's body being taken down from the cross while he's surrounded by mourning disciples. There are a couple of reasons why Caravaggio used a light and dark theme in the both artwork, but the main purpose is for us to focus on the figures who are located in the foreground of painting. But these are not only similarities, since Caravaggio's had a realistic detail such as the expression of the face and the character, creating a deeper emotional attraction to the painting. Overall, these two paintings are a great example of the Caravaggio's contribution to Baroque art, emphasizing his ability to apply a real-time space in his artwork sense of humanity and emotion to get attention from the audience. And let's talk about the details of the Taking of Christ. The Taking of Christ was almost certainly painted toward the end of the 1602 by Michelangelo and has dimension of 3.5 times 169.5 centimeter and the moment of the capture from the biblical story. Judas has identified the Christ with the kiss and the temple, the guard moves to seize him. That's the whole point of the story was being captured. This painting were made in the Baroque time period. Not only did they express the Caravaggio's mastery of his skill in art, but also reflect the change in society and religious transformation that were defined during this time period. The details of the deposition. The deposition was drawn in the 1600 to 1604 on an oil canvas with a dimension of 300 times 203 centimeter, which were originally requested by Girolamo Pitrisi, who hired Caravaggio to draw. For his family chapel in Santa Marina Vallisellina in Rome, which captured a moment of the biblical story after the crucifixion, some of the Christ followers, such as Niccolamo, Joseph and Mary Magdalena, along his mother, removed Christ's body from the cross and placed in top of the tomb. This story was applied to the iconic theme was crucial to the early 17th century to expand religious beliefs since the Catholic art at this time sought to provide a greater sense of personal involvement for the believers, similar to the offered by the Protestant approaching the individual interpretation of Bible. The geographic and cultural content of Italy at the time was the Baroque was echo in a political revolution that undefined the traditional cultural stronghold. Caravaggio, rebellious in spirit and unconventional artist technique, make the deposition a striking representation of the problem of the religion and artistic expression during the Baroque era. And let's talk about the analysis of the work. After comparing these two artwork and drawn by Caravaggio, the deposition and taking of Christ, they both play the same role as the icon, since they both contain the two symbolic which savior and sacrifice. The reason I believe there are two symbols in this artwork is that both artwork Jesus sacrificed himself to create a peace, At the same time, it expressed that he's a savior from the sin and violence. As we look into the detail from the artwork, we can see each character movement create a meaning and how coloring of artwork can create an emotional attraction to make a space connection between the real-time space and my artwork. Thank you so much for listening. And this is my works cited.